watch. Wake up. You got fire to watch.
This is pacho. Do you read me?
Be advised, you are coming in weak and unreadable.
Say again, Com Tower. This is pacho. Do you read me? Over.
Pacho, this is Con Tower. I read you Lima Charlie.
Com Tower. Com Tower. Request permission to launch and commence the field op. Over.
Stand by. Pacho, permission granted. Say again, permission granted.
Roger that. Launching podcast in 3, 2. You are now entering the field op with your host, Pacho Correa, Chief Warrant Officer 3, United States Marine Corps retired. Get some. Hurrah! Get some. All right, what's going on, everybody? Let me adjust this fucking mic right quick. Hey, welcome back to another great show. It's another great week. Baby Friday is upon us, or Friday night's Eve, as I like to call it. But hey, nevertheless, goddamn, it's almost the weekend, everybody. Hey, we got a pretty good show for you today. I've been kind of putting this one off for actually since I started this show. I've been marinating on this idea, but nevertheless, I think it's due because. But I'll tell you more about it. Let's get through all the pleasantries out of the way. Hey, this show is brought to you by Primerica. Hey, Primerica is a really great company. So and one of the great things about them is that every agent in Primerica is a registered agent. So they have to go through the vetting process through the state before they can become an agent and help you out with any other products that they have. So they have a fiduciary duty to basically help out their clients. So in other words, they have to put their clients' best interests before themselves or anybody else's. So this month is medical. I'm sorry, Life Insurance Awareness Month. Is that when was the last time that you looked at your life policy, or do you have a life policy at all? So they have a great product. It's basic term life insurance. With term life insurance, you pay less, but you get a lot more coverage. So maybe for less than $100, you could get yourself and take care of your family, because God forbid that something happens to you or one of your loved ones. The last thing you want to do is have a GoFundMe on Facebook or social media, because of the simple fact that you just can't afford to for at a minimum the funeral cost. So it's all right there on the show link bio. Go ahead and shoot them an email. Somebody will get in touch with you and give you some really cool information. And at the end of the day, they'll give you share some information that you can make a better decision. And now you're more informed as to make a better solution or decision as it applies to you and your family. Okay. Also, the show is brought to you by Castle Global Services. Castle Global Services is another great company that basically they are an array of different services, both for commercial and residential. So you go ahead and check it out. Anything from mobile phone service to cable internet. But one of the great products is that they have is Vivint. So on there, if you want to make your home a smart home, basically, they can. It's free installation, and I think I think they're having a special this month where with the free installation, you also get the free little display unit on there. And did you know that if you have three things in your house, which is one of those a doorbell, the one with the camera, and that you can talk to people, smart thermostat, as well as that keypad that technically qualifies your house as a smart home, and it raises your home value by in a minimum of $10,000. Anyways, it's all right there on the show bio, castleglobalservices.acnibo.com. Check it out. If you got any questions, shoot us a message here at the show. I will be more than glad to walk you through the process. Also, this show is brought to you by the Great American Constitution. As a Marine Corps veteran myself, I help protect this great country of ours and its great American Constitution, because we wouldn't have the right to, like things like the right to bear arms, freedom of speech, and basically just saying anything and everything that we want about, excuse me, about this country, whether we agree or disagree with it. Whereas in other countries, if you were talking trash about the government or whatever, you would basically disappear. We have those rights over here. So bottom line is, if you like what you're hearing right now on this show, like, subscribe, and follow. Support your local podcaster. And if not, that's fine too. It's your right as an American. You could go ahead and check something else out. Perhaps I'm from our great folks at sitchradio.com, who shout out to Brian Coburn and his staff over there that this show wouldn't be what it is today because of simple fact of what the things that these folks do. And they have some other great shows at situadio.com. So check it out right then and there. And last but not least, hey, the VA is also another great place. It may not be perfect. However, it's a great resource that we have. So here's a great message from the VA right now.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Do you want easy access to VA Online, as well as other government websites? Then login.gov is the way to go. Login.gov is a U.S. government service that provides seamless access to government websites. By creating a login.gov account, you can use the same email and password to sign into va.gov, My Healthy Vet, VA DoD Ebenefits, and the VA Health and Benefits mobile app, among other VA services. Login.gov also allows you to securely sign in to USA Jobs and TSA PreCheck, and to apply for SBA small business loans and disaster assistance. One login, many resources. To create a login.gov account, simply go to va.gov and click Sign In.
Hey, some really good stuff from the VA. And like I said, I keep saying on every show, hey, now is the time to act. If you have not submit a claim ever, you know who I'm talking to. There's a couple of people here on this show. Make sure that hey, now is the time to basically apply, because let's just say that you don't have to submit, if especially if you're an Iraqi veteran or I'm sorry, Vietnam as well. Under the presumptive conditions, you don't have to show proof. It's just basically uh, they're basically on your own word. So now is the time to act, people. Put in those claims. Do yourself a favor. It's just, at the end of the day, you earn these benefits, and the last thing you want to do is just close the door on that and keep struggling if you're struggling with whatever. So, anyways, I think that's pretty much all the pleasantries for the show. Let's kick this puppy off. Um, so, uh, kind of correlates with the message from the VA right now. I've been ever since. So when I first started out the show, I was like, "Hey, I want to pass. I want to go on the air, bullshit a little bit, or with some of my buddies and friends, talk about the military. Be able to, now that I'm out, I can actually talk shit about previous commanding officers and just complain about the things I couldn't complain when I was in. But in addition to that, I also wanted to send out, disseminate every once in a while. This really cool accent of mine disseminates some pretty good information. Uh, but anyways, since I have a lot of some of my friends and kind of just tying it up to the mess from Mike Richmond, is that a lot of us here we tend to just kind of fall to the wayside. We get out of the military, whether it's 4 years, 21 years, whatever, and life gets in the way, whatever the case may be, and we never fucking file a claim. And then you end up running into guys like me where it just kind of baffles me. And I get it, and I'm not pointing any fingers whatsoever, folks. But the bottom line is that you got to submit a claim. You got to submit a claim for the VA and get your benefits going. Because at the very minimum, even 0% is still a percentage. And in some states like Texas, California, 0% get your kids to go to school for free. So you see what I'm saying? So get going. I guess to put it all together is the bottom line is we have no excuses. Some of us may say, well, I'm not very techy and the VA website is not the best. Folks, I get it, but just like cryptocurrency, yes, I went there. It's not going anywhere, regardless of what some people may think about that shit. Fucking crypto is not going away, just like the internet didn't go anywhere. Uh, it's here to stay. It's the bottom line. So I remember when I was first in the Marine Corps, people were like, "Whoa, the internet! What the fuck? What is that? That shit ain't gonna last." Okay, well, anyways, so the bottom line is that you need to be somewhat savvy because a lot of you spend all your goddamn lives, on these magical handheld computers, and you're great at Facebooking and talking shit on social media and punking other people out. But some of us suck at actually just a regular website. And I get it. The VA website or any government website is not user friendly. But I will say this on the VA's defense is that they've actually gotten the process that much better. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen right now, and this where we're at. So yep, this is the VA website right over here. Let me see. Yep. Brian, hit me up if you can see if you can see me moving my mouse. Give me a thumbs up. Uh, but that's the VA website. So I'm already logged. I'm already logged in. Actually, no, I am not logged in. Let me make that happen. So there's many, as you can see right here. So eBenefits was the website originally where the VA started going, right? Or this is the first one of the first things that a few years ago that we all had to use eBenefits, right? And so if you can still get if you're an active duty and you're getting ready to get out, you can still get an account. It won't be what they call a premium account because simple fact that the you're you're not a veteran yet. So once you become a veteran, it becomes a premium account. So there's many different ways you can log on over here. You can sign in with your DS logon, which is basically, and I'll show you what it is. ID Me it's another way to log in where you put in your phone number and then you go through this identification process. You submit your driver license and blah blah blah, and you're logged on. And in login.gov, it's kind of like the old school way if you had a cat card and all that good stuff. Got it? So this is just that. But we're gonna do sign in with DS logon. It's gonna accept my information because I think I'm already logged in on another website. It's gonna go through this authentication process. Um, you just dismiss this thing right over here, and obviously I have my yes, I'm one of those guys that has his passport already preset. Don't judge me, whatever, but pretty much my shit is locked on tight. So if I got any hackers in the house, don't hate, just appreciate. Okay. So this is what eBenefits pretty much looks like right then and there, right? So in here, yes, my name because I am one of those guys that had the being Hispanic and in Colombia, that you like to use the two last names. So as I was that one guy that had his entire last name, 29 letters on his name tip. I mean, that bitch could have been my fucking wet belt, basically. So that my first name, Francisco, doesn't fit in the system in Deers. So they had to put it as Francie. So don't make fun of my name or hoochie or whatever else. All right. I'll kick your ass, god damn it. But the bottom line is this is the eBenefits dashboard. So what can you do on here, folks? You can see right here to the right side, your VA letters. You can right here and go and generate your letter for your employer that basically, if you want for your benefits, you can, for example, for an employer or for your kids to go to school, they may ask a proof, a letter of proof that you're a veteran. So you can click right here and generate that letter. I highly recommend that you don't put on there your VA compensation, and because you have those options. It'll just say, hey, 100% disabled, permanent total, and that is it. This veteran is under the VA system. You don't want to put all that information out there. Is the bottom line. You can also go on here and update your informations in Deers and in the system, or your compensation for education. You can do all that stuff here. You can also access your health records or submit stuff for paperwork, and we'll get to that all right here. But I'm just giving you a quick down and dirty class because I only got 30 minutes, and basically Brian will be on me, knife handing me like a drill instructor, saying, "Hey, sir, you overstepped your goddamn time." And we don't want to piss off Brian. Brian's a really chill, cool guy. And and I don't want to be like, sir, yes, sir, fucking chief warrant officer fucked up, blah blah blah. So, anyways, but you can go on here, and one important thing that I do want to point out is that you've heard me talk before about a veteran service officer. What is that? Oh, a VSO you can designate right here, and if you click on the website, it'll do this thing right here. But right here, the disabled American veterans is the ones who represent me in a VA claim. So what does that mean? Is that if I submit a claim, my VSO or the the person that I appointed is here in the from the DAV will also get anything in regards to my case. You can give them a call and say, hey, I just got my letter. What does this mean? Can you help me out? And actually, they liaison between you and the VA, and you can have them go back and forth, and they'll help you out. You can also assign the American Legion, the VFW, or the VA themselves. But you can assign pretty much anybody on here. So this is for those of you who don't know where to go to sign to get somebody, an advocate, a case manager, and an advocate for you, and where to assign it right here. So you can see right here, change representative. So what you do is you go on Google, and wherever you live is, hey, I live in Dothan, Alabama. You know who I'm talking to. VA representative, boom, or American Legion. So you contact that person. Hey, I just designated you on my e-benefits. Here's and then they'll be able to pull you and say, let me check the system. Boom, and they'll check it out, and they should be able to pull you up in your case, and then you get the paper. You can get the paperwork going through them. Okay, right here you have your disabilities. You can see the things that are wrong with you, anything from tinnitus, athlete's foot, by the way, it's another everything that you put in your initial claim, you can see it all through here. And obviously I'm not going to click on there because I don't want you to see the shit that I got going on there. Don't judge. Okay. And then other documents and historical information. So that's that. So let me go ahead and back out of here. So when you file a claim, the system is gonna things you can review here: disability, dependence, blah blah blah. But now, if you're gonna submit a claim, historical claims, it's gonna tell you this: hey, you got to go to va.gov. You can no longer see that shit here. So see that right there has moved to va.gov, which I already logged in. And again, it has this too. When you log in, and you can see right here, it's got my full name, Francisco. It's not Francie. It'll tell this is the new system. So look, 100% service connected, and you file a claim. In here, they now have an electronic form where you can start out a claim. So and you can review the deep. If you have a claim in the system, which I do have one, as you folks know, I had total knee replacement on my right knee. I grabbed that. Did you know that you could, if you, let's say you're not 100% disabled through the VA, if you have some type of surgery, you grab in the next couple of days after the surgery, contact the hospital, wherever the procedures, or the doctor, and get copies of those documents. Grab those, and you come in here, and you submit it to the VA. And for 1 to 3 months, they'll rate you at 100% because you're going to be out of work or whatever the case may be, and you get compensated for that time frame at 100%. So that's exactly what I did. I've had other surgeries in the past, and I've done that every time. So that's what I did. So so you click on here, and it's going to take you to, and it'll tell you, hey, it's doing its thing. Give me a second because it's a government website. So right now it's in the claim received. Now I'll expand. So thank you. The VA received your stuff. Initial review is, so sometimes what happens is when you submit a claim, they need to, sometimes they have to verify under the PAC Act. They may or may not. But nonetheless, you're going to get outsourced to this VES, which is a third-party vendor, where you go over there and it's a doctor just going to verify, yep, you had your knee replaced, your knee is all jacked up, you got a huge scar, and then after that, they're going to go ahead and gather evidence and make a decision. So that's where you can see your claim and where is your compensation claim in the system. So you can view all that stuff here. You can also get your VA letters from over here. You can request travel reimbursement, as you can see right here. Let's see. If you owe any monies to the VA system, you just saw how much I get paid. But nonetheless, you can see you can do a lot of stuff. what other things that you can do in this website is you could go to My Healthy Vet, which is another branch, and you can actually talk to your VA doctor in here and upload copies of your surgeries. You can see all that stuff right then and there. Matt, if you can actually talk to your doctor, and like today, actually the last 2 days I've been fighting with the VA in regards to my CPAP machine. So the person here at the Miami VA, I'll leave her name out of it. I emailed her, hey, my CPAP machine is not. I mean, it's been working fine, even though it's 5 years old. But it started making this whistling noise in the middle of the night, which is I'm one of those people I'm a light sleeper, so any fucking noise just drives me bananas. So this person emails me back and says, hey, yes, we're aware of that sound that the CPAP machine makes. We recommend that you put earplugs. And I almost went fucking ape shit. And so I very politely responded, I'm sorry, but earplugs are not a viable solution. And if you're aware of this problem, how many other vets are facing my same issue? That's like me going to you guys and saying, hey, my knee hurts. And you guys say, we recommend you use a fucking cane. I said, no, fixing the machine, that's a solution. Refurbishing it, that's a solution. Earplugs are not. And then she politely asked, saying me, hey, we're going to make an appointment for you to bring your machine so we can take a look at it and blah, blah, blah. So thank you, Miami VA, for somewhat getting off your ass and doing your job. Whereas I emailed the folks at Loma Linda in California, right there in Riverside, and the lady replied back, hey, is your address still good to go? We're going to send you a brand new machine. Thank you. That's the way we're supposed to do business. So anyways, you can see right here, you can communicate. If you want to create an email, hey, to your doctor, you got to pay attention because the system is, again, it's not perfect, but you compose message. Once it does this thing, you go down here, and is it a general question, appointment, or whatever? But you can select the department. Look at all the departments that you can, mental health. This is Loma Linda. LOM means Loma Linda, right there in California. Shout out to my folks up in Riverside, but Miami. Basically, you could talk like you were back in the Marine Corps, and if you were married while you were in the military, you could talk to your team, whatever, from at the hospital and blah blah. Same thing. You can send them a message and do all that stuff. So that's this part right over here on this website. Let me keep backing up. Let me go back home. Oh no, that's My Healthy Vet. Let me keep going back all the way to va.gov. But you can do. There's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. Not right now. We don't want to go on there. But there's a lot of cool shit that you can do. Uh, right here on the My VA website. Again, the system has gotten a whole lot better. So you can submit submit a claim in the system. There's an easy form right now that you can fill out in the system, and basically it's all electronic. You no longer have to do any of the paper stuff. So that's basically what you can do in the system. Healthcare, outstanding benefits. So let me see if I can go in here and submit a claim about the VA. So this is where, again, you got to become familiar. What I try to do with these websites is I go in the system and I try to break the shit out of the web page. Is the bottom line. That's how I get familiar. And I'm not the most. I'm tech savvy, but I'm not the most like Brian Colburn. That dude is a freaking mad scientist. That dude, he gets scary when he's explaining shit to you. But I'm okay. But my point is, I try to do the Marine thing. And I try to break the shit out of the website so I get familiar with it. So you got to do your due diligence, folks. You gotta come in here and get familiar with it, with the system, because at the end of the day, none of these things are going to go away. And a lot of us are getting older, and we just can't have. We don't have that excuse that, oh well, fuck computers, and you got to go in here because nobody else can do it. And the more secure the systems are starting to get, the more and more the system is, because it's trying to protect you and prevent you from getting hacked, is the bottom line. So you could go in here. E benefits is your launching pad, so to speak, your springboard, and then which takes you to va.gov, and here is, especially if you're a retiree, you could go in here and update your dear system as to, hey, your new address, because if you move, you transfer somewhere else, or you're somewhere else, you're traveling somewhere, you need va help, you pop in on the website, and you request, hey, this is my temporary address, I'm here for a couple of months, I need to get plugged in, or you just pick up the phone as well. But at the end of the day, they're going to direct you to being here on the website and being able to do all these things. So, I mean, you have to do this, folks. I highly recommend that you come in here, and if you want to make your claims, this is the place to do it. And did you know too that those letters that we print, that I showed you at the beginning for of the show, when I showed you in here, is, and by the way, this is my email, my personal email. Feel free to shoot me, if you got any questions. I don't care. Go ahead and hit me up. But you can go in here. Those letters, you can also get a preference letter. You can print one out over here, because certain jobs, like you want to be a police officer, you want to be work for the government or whatever. Those letters you can generate from over here, and it'll give you preference points to get through in the hiring process. You still have to do the interview and all that other stuff, but it gives you a little edge ahead of the line when it comes to jobs like that. And there may be jobs out there that may ask you, hey, are you a preferred veteran and blah blah. This is where you will get all that information. So I hope that this information that I shared here today was pretty good. If you have any questions and you want to be able to navigate through the system, hey, don't be afraid to reach out. We can do, we can, as part of the other things that I have, the jobs that I do on the side, I help out many veterans when it comes to what you call it, when it comes to when it comes to helping them out with your benefits and such. I do a whole lot of the Zoom thing. Okay, so we can do Zooms, we can do Skype, whatever the case may be. I can help you out and get you familiar, but nonetheless, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do a lot of that stuff. Okay, it's you got to do your part at the end of the day. Is basically what I'm trying to get at. So I hope that this information was somewhat helpful to you. I hope that you were able to see, the things that I showed you. This is the first time I'm sharing. We're basically working through the process of sharing the screen. So hopefully it'll lead to many other ones saying, "Hey, if I have to redo it again, then the beatings will continue until goddamn morale improves, folks." But that's pretty much it. I think we'll wrap it up here today. If you have any questions about the VA process and how things work and what it is that you need to do, by the way, you can also go to a VA hospital. They also have somebody on the side that can a benefits person. Uh, don't be mad at that individual if they seem a little cranky. Is that they get beat up day in day out. There's most of the time it's just a vet. That's working there, and if they're a little salty or in the sense that they may seem pissed off, don't be mad at them. It's just they deal with a lot of folks, and sometimes we go in, they're all pissed off, and we give them shit, and that they don't help and blah blah blah. So hey, be patient with them, or give us a call and we'll get it all taken care of. So but hey, if you've been struggling with anything, the ruminating thoughts, and you've been in a dark hole or whatever case may be, bottom line is don't become a statistic. I don't want to be doing fucking push-ups or any of that crazy shit for you. Reach out to my show, reach out to anybody, reach out to Angel Figueroa, who's been a great supporter in the show, even though she's Army. We won't hate you for that. But bottom line is, we just don't want you to be a statistic. We don't want to be pouring a little liquor and saying great stories about you. We want you here. So give us a call. TRICARE, VA, suicide hotline, somebody, but just And if you haven't heard from a friend, do a buddy check like I did today on my buddy East. Shout out to that motherfucker up in Arizona. So with that being said, folks, I think we're going to end this right here. Hoorah. Get some Daisuke Aishitemasu. See you next week. Hoorah. Yacht.